Hey everyone, Scott here, and in this video, I'm going to cover how Amazon's algorithm works to rank products. If you're selling on Amazon or if you're interested in selling on Amazon, you have to know this. Once you know this, it'll influence everything you do from how you create your listing to how you market your product. It's that important. If you don't know how or why products rank on Amazon or what helps ranking, you're at a severe disadvantage to all of your competition that do. I've been selling successfully on Amazon for over 5 years, and I still find the subject extremely interesting. My goal is to take this advanced topic and break it down in a way that's to the point and easy to understand. And I think you'll find this as beneficial and interesting as I do. I want this to be one of those YouTube videos where once you finish it, you go, wow, I actually learned something useful. Be sure to like and subscribe if that's the case, and let's get right into it. So the first thing we need to go over is, what is Amazon's ranking algorithm? The algorithm is, simply put, a system which Amazon uses to decide how products are ranked in the search results. When talking about Amazon's search engine, you often hear the term A9 or A9 algorithm. This abbreviation actually stands for A9.com, which was a company owned by Amazon that developed search engine and search advertising technology. Sometimes you'll also hear the term A10 algorithm, and there's actually no official A10 algorithm. It's kind of a made-up term that some people have used to describe an update to Amazon's search algorithm, like, some changes or updates that were made to it. But there's no official A10 algorithm. All right, so now we got those definitions out of the way. Let's get into what determines ranking. Amazon's system most likely has hundreds or thousands of data points it looks at when determining search results, and these can be changed and updated. So what I want to do is share with you some of the most important factors that aren't likely to change in the future. If you ever heard of the 80-20 rule, we're going to focus on what is going to make the biggest impact. So the first ranking factor we're going to get into here is sales. Now, all of these ranking factors are in no particular order, but I will say that sales is probably the most important one. There's a lot of different aspects that go into it, so let's get into those. The first one I have here is sales history. This is how many sales in a certain time frame. So it could be maybe within a day, it could be within a week, could be within a month, a quarter, a year. These are all things that Amazon is tracking, so they know your overall sales history. The next thing is sales velocity. This is the speed at which you're selling at. So if you all of a sudden go from, selling 1 unit an hour to 10 units an hour, or, 5 units a day to 20 units a day, that's a speed increase at which you're selling, which is a signal to Amazon that all of a sudden maybe your product is more relevant or more popular at that particular time. And the next point to cover here is conversion rate. And this is probably one of the most important ones we're going to cover. It is the percentage of people that order your product compared to the number of people that actually just visited your listing. The more people that order your product, obviously that's a signal to Amazon that your product is relevant. So if people search a certain search term into Amazon and then find your product and buy it, Amazon can say, okay, this product is relevant for this search term, and then increase the ranking for it. On the flip side, if you have a lot of people coming to your listing from a particular search term and not purchasing your product, then that's obviously going to hurt your ranking, because Amazon's going to say, hey, this product is probably not relevant for this. And that goes for PPC search terms and organic search terms. So even bad PPC traffic can sometimes have a negative effect on your listing. And there's a lot of different factors that go into conversion rate. So it could be your listing copy, how you write your listing. It could be your images that you use. It could even be your reviews. So sometimes people ask me, hey, do reviews influence ranking? So I don't know if it influences directly. Like if you get one more review, does that increase your ranking in some way? Probably not, at least not that I've seen in any significant way, but it does influence your conversion rate. So if you have bad reviews that are hurting your conversion rate, also you're not going to rank as well. On the flip side, if you have really good positive reviews or a high number of reviews, that can also increase your conversion rate and increase your rankings. So in that way, reviews do help ranking. So you always want to be keeping an eye on your conversion rate and see what you can do to your product or to your listing or to your traffic to be able to increase your conversion rate. And the last point I want to cover here is not as important, but I wanted to mention it, and that is that profitability can play a part into ranking. At least that's the way I interpret it. So Amazon, of course, they care about their bottom line, they care about their revenue. So if one product is making them more profit, whether it's through referral fees or FBA fees or anything like that, then that can have a little bit of an effect or favoritism in ranking. At least that's what I've seen. The next ranking factor is the SEO of your product listing. SEO stands for search engine optimization. This is actually a term that comes from in the past where people for ranking on Google, Google search results. So they would optimize their blogs or optimize their content in such a way that Google would help put their content or their website higher up in the organic search results. So that term is kind of carried over to Amazon, which has to do with all these different factors we're going to go over, which helps Amazon determine the relevancy and the ranking of your product. So a few points here to consider is your product title. That's a very important one for Amazon. It's also your listing copy. It could be your bullet points, your product description, could be what search terms or keywords you put into your back end search terms when you're creating a listing. And the most important aspect out of all of these is the keywords and keyword phrases that you are going to use in these sections. That's why keyword research and understanding, which search terms are important to your product and which search terms your competitors are using and they're ranking well for, which ones are driving organic sales for your product, and being able to work these into your title and your bullet points and your backend search terms really helps with Amazon being able to rank your listings. So your listing copy and keywords help to show Amazon what your product is relevant for, and also shows shoppers that your product is relevant to what they're looking for. Because remember, you're not creating your listing just for Amazon, you're creating it for real people that are looking for some solution to their problem or some type of product they're shopping for. The next factor I have here is listing traffic. This is people that come to your listing. So you have traffic that comes from your organic search results, you have traffic that's coming from Amazon PPC, and you also have it coming from other listings or other parts of Amazon. You could be like frequently bought together, customers also viewed, recommendations from other sections on Amazon. These are all signals to Amazon. The more people and the more interest that's in your listing, these are positive signals to Amazon. So that's all inside Amazon traffic, but you also have outside traffic that you can send from Google, Facebook. It could be Google ads or even organic search results on Google, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, affiliates, whether it is an affiliate that you are having promote your product, or it could be like these affiliate websites that also redirect traffic to your listing. So all of this, the more traffic that you're getting to your listing, it's showing that your product is maybe popular, or showing that it's relevant enough for people to want to come to your listing and come to your and check out your product, which is a positive signal for Amazon. Now I'm gonna drop in this little gold nugget here, which if people are just kind of skimming through this video might be missed, but if you're listening to this, this is an extremely important part. I want to hammer this home to really all of these ranking factors. This is an important part to all of that, and that is traffic quality. The quality of people that are coming to your listing and also buying your product. Amazon has info on pretty much all their buyers and their buying habits. They know that if they frequently use coupons, if they frequently leave a high number of 5-star reviews, if they frequently come from certain websites, like if they're coming from deal websites or rebate websites. Amazon knows this type of stuff, and the quality of this traffic can affect your ranking efforts. So if you are sending poor quality traffic, the ranking tactic might work still, but it's going to take a lot more to make it work than what if you just had really good quality traffic. And the next ranking factor is activity from shoppers. So this is something that's actually, I don't really hear talked about a lot. There's some more advanced people that talk about this, but you have activity from shoppers on the listing. So that could be things like, adding to cart or purchasing. Those are obviously very good quality signals to Amazon. Even just things like leaving reviews or leaving helpful votes and reviews. Your question and answer section. If they come to your listing, they click through to other listings. That's something that Amazon is all tracking. So, if you have a bunch of traffic that comes to your listing and they're just bouncing off and going somewhere else very fast, that's a bad signal to Amazon that this product is not relevant wherever these traffic's coming from, whether it's organic search terms or however they found your listing. Amazon's gonna say, hey, this is not relevant if people are just coming and immediately leaving, but they're coming and interacting with your listing and kind of showing buyer intent, then that is a good thing. Because if people come to your listing, they spend a lot of time on it, they read it, they look at reviews, they do all these things, That's showing buyer intent to Amazon, which is of course a good positive signal. Now I want to go over the most important thing to remember, and that is that Amazon cares most about their customers and selling stuff to them. So what do we want to focus on? And this really ties together everything we just went over. Everything, all these different factors and sub-factors can all be boiled down to this one point, and that is to focus on relevance. The more relevant your product is to what people are searching for, the more people will buy, and therefore the better Amazon will rank you. It doesn't matter if you do all these fancy ranking techniques to rank for a keyword that you're not relevant for, or that won't generate you sales, because at the end of the day, it's not really going to move the needle much. So if you're ever questionable on what you should do or what direction you should take something, always be asking yourself, does this make my product more relevant to shoppers, or does it make my product more relevant to Amazon? If I could sum all of this up, if you can focus on relevance, you'll be going in the right direction. I hope this helped pull back the curtain and remove some of the mystery of how ranking works on Amazon. The next thing to do is to go back through each of the points I covered and see how you can apply them to your listing or your product and what you can do to improve. At the end of the day, if you focus on a quality product, a quality listing, and quality traffic and customers, you'll always be on the right track no matter what changes Amazon makes to the ranking algorithm in the future. Like and subscribe if you don't want to miss out on my future content. I wish you a ton of success, and I'll see you in the next one.